What's up, guys? This is Ty Zen. Welcome to the cryptocurrency.market channel. We are a trading, investing, entrepreneurship channel. We like to focus on not just making money, but make life-changing money. The kind of money that changes our lives for good. Whether it's help us to get through college, help us retire early, help us pay for a wedding, buy a house. Stuff that's life-changing, right? That's why you hear us talking about life-changing profits all the time. Right now, I'm here with a very, very special guest, right? I have a good friend here, Hen, here with me today. Say hello, Hen.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Right? We are broadcasting from what I believe is the biggest Apple store on the planet. I've never seen an Apple store bigger than this. If you guys know an Apple store bigger than this, please let us know, because we have not seen a bigger Apple store than this. This thing is gigantic. I'll show you a video walk around in a minute after we finish this, at the end of this video, okay? But right in front of us, the light keeps changing, getting darker and brighter, because we are sitting in front of a what? There's a TV in front of us, guys, and it's about the size of a shipping container, okay? It's about the size of a shipping container on one side of a shipping container, and it's not that it's big. I've never seen a screen that big and that clear. Have you?
Nah, I haven't.
Like, we are sitting literally maybe 10 feet from the screen. Like, you guys don't know this, but we are feeling very tan and crispy right now in front of there it goes right there. Like, you guys don't know, but I'm gonna come out of here much darker than I did when I started this video, okay? Right? So, anyway, guys, we are at this Apple store in the most expensive piece of real estate or shopping mall in Thailand. It's called the Icon Siam, okay? And it just opened like a few months ago. So we're here to check it out, shoot some awesome videos for you guys, right? But what's awesome in this video, guys, is my guest, Hen, right here. And in today's video, guys, I am going to extract some massive value out of Hen's head and experience and what he has done to help him retire early. And this is a cryptocurrency trading and investing channel, guys, but we're going to talk about something that a lot of people don't like to talk about, and that is about networking, okay? The importance of networking and meeting the right people, how to meet them, how to connect with them, how to follow up with them, and what the type of people that you want to network with to help you make life-changing money, okay? And these are skills, guys, that work inside the crypto space. And it also works outside the crypto space if you're into something else, into real estate, stocks, whatever. It's the same approach, okay? So before we get started, could you just give a summary of your background, like where are you from, how you got into crypto, so that our viewers know who you are and why I have you on here?
Yeah, so I grew up in the Washington, D.C. area. Prior to crypto, I had a career in IT consulting. I've worked for companies like Deloitte, have worked for many different clients in a consulting capacity, Fortune companies, government agencies, very large organizations, helping business leadership with project management of these IT transformation projects, helping them weave that into their business process. So how I got into crypto, given that I had exposure to technical topics and, obviously using the internet much. I got into crypto back in 2013, was a beta user of Coinbase, signed up with GateHub pretty early, and was, doing trades with like local Bitcoin and stuff like that. Mt. Gox came and hit us in 2013, and, me being in the Washington, D.C. area at that time, obviously government features pretty big in your life there, and you think that it's only a matter of time before the feds come in, pull the plug, and it's a wrap on this whole Bitcoin experiment. Because back then the only real utility, or most of the utility that it was gaining, was through this Silk Road, dark web, illicit activity. So, it was very hard at that time to envision the kind of reality we have today with not just Bitcoin, but the broader cryptocurrency market, and how we are set to see a lot of institutional entry and eventual mainstream adoption of this. So I pretty much got out entirely after Mt. Gox, and then it wasn't until 2016 someone I knew had mentioned a crypto fund that he was running, and he was looking for LPs, so he was pitching me as a prospective LP, and he was telling me about how the previous quarter, his investors redeemed and the return was like 200-something%, and I was like, what's in this fund? I couldn't even believe that there was such a thing as a crypto fund. So what had happened in the years since was, for one, Ethereum, which I totally had missed out on. But around that time he was pitching his fund, he had mentioned that Ethereum was, one of the key investments in his fund. And so I took a look at Ethereum, I did my own research. And one of the things that stood out to me was kind of the story of the founder, Vitalik. Because, when you're looking at investments, and especially in tech or early stage blockchain companies, you really start with the team. And what I saw about Vitalik that interested me was, he was someone who had dropped out of college and took up a Thiel scholarship. So Peter Thiel, who you guys may know, he's a major investor, Silicon Valley, PayPal, Facebook, a billionaire. He has a scholarship. It's called the Thiel Scholarship. So he offers promising college students $100,000 to drop out or avoid going to college altogether and instead create something. And Vitalik took up this scholarship and created Ethereum. So, what I saw right away was, through this smart contract feature, there were many improvements upon Bitcoin where if it could scale, you could really support more complex transactions, which is really the nature of many transactions in our economy, where you have third parties that sort of act as middlemen to establish trust between two parties. This technology, if it can scale, can totally disrupt and eliminate third parties, unleash a lot of liquidity that's been bottlenecked through this long-held process. So I said, look, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring. Still like a lot of challenges in terms of Ethereum fulfilling its roadmap, but seeing that I had missed out when it was like 30 cents at the crowd sale, it was then $6-7. Why not, right? So I threw some play money at it, caught that wave up to $50 in a very short time. Hadn't even been 6 months. Or
so like a mini Warren Buffett all of a sudden, a young Warren Buffett all of a sudden. Huh?
Yeah. And be careful, because crypto will make you feel like Warren Buffett's out of his mind, and you know things that he doesn't know, and very soon you could feel 10 times dumber if you don't take action as the market gives you certain signals. So felt pretty confident. I said, you know what, this is already beyond a 5x without me even knowing what I'm doing, and this is probably a rare kind of once in a lifetime opportunity. So I pretty much cut out anything that was not related to me improving my life. Even though I was in a pretty comfortable place in my career, I was working remotely, I had a lot of freedom and time and stuff. I really found myself unable to do things I enjoy, because I realized that if I spend my time onto this area that many people still hadn't heard about, the reward on my time would be greater than anything else. So, I found myself having a hard time even working out. Like I'd have my phone like right next to me at all times. I'd do a set and just jump back to the phone. I was like, hey man, I can't even do this now. So, let me get on the computer more and more. I'm researching the internet, exploring this whole world of altcoins, and
that's when we meet.
I find Ty Zen's channel, and the thing is, what really clicked with Ty's content was, his theme right away. He starts every video with telling you that his channel is about people who want to make life-changing profits, and that really hit home for me, because even though I've come to learn a lot about blockchain and the potential of all its promising use cases that could change the world as we know it, what initially got me interested was the life-changing money opportunity. Mm-hmm. This was the kind of money that I would not have been able to enjoy with other types of investments, at least at that kind of pace,
Yeah, at that short period of time.
In that short period of time. So,
the thing that's funny is that a lot of these guys, they get like upset. They get upset like when we want to make life-changing money. It's like, why are we, like we took hard-earned money, traditional 9-to-5 job, and invest into crypto, and what is wrong with wanting to make big money out of that? What is wrong with wanting to make easy money? Like when, like I noticed that a lot of people in crypto, they it's almost like they feel that it's sinful or something to make big money quickly and easily or something. And I'm not talking about like there's not a ton of risk involved. Like there's massive risk involved, but if you understand how to control that risk and protect your portfolio, there could potentially be a big reward, for taking that risk.
Right.
And a lot of people feel like, like they feel like it's shameful or something to make big money.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of us are kind of conditioned to kind of operate within a certain comfort zone, and it also comes with making money. Kind of doing what you need to do a job well, and doing that for a certain period of time, and maybe at some point later on getting promoted, and kind of having this sort of gradual pace,
incremental steps,
right, and
instead of quantum leaps forward.
Right, and something happens when you experience life-changing profits. You say, look, man, I put in this amount of time, and this is what it got me.
Yeah,
and that means that I'm capable of doing a lot more than what I'm conditioned to doing. And, this kind of got me into exploring topics like success and kind of reading books from different people that sort of have this mindset and apply it to many areas of their life where they raise the bar high. And, instead of doing something that they would normally have taken 2 days or 3 days to complete, they'll do it right away. And then very soon get an itch to do something else, and that's kind of how you eventually build habits that can encourage you to reach higher and to find opportunities, and then eventually create opportunities to create wealth and do things for society, things that you care about. Spend your time in ways that are better for you and probably better for other people. So there's nothing wrong with wanting to make life-changing profits, and oftentimes people that do that are actually sacrificing things that are way more comfortable. I mean,
yeah, and we're going to talk about that in the next video, right? About what the sacrifice that you and I, you have made in your life and I've made in my life. But let's go back to this, right? Like, let's talk about how in this video, I want to talk about how you have a very specific way of networking with people in the crypto space.
Yeah.
Like you meet them, like you and I first met in May of 2017 in New York City at the Token Summit, right?
Yeah.
And we met, we clicked, we went out to dinner together and everything, Talk about, like, what are you specifically, the type of people you specifically look for when you go to a meetup, a conference, or a gathering of cryptocurrency traders, investors, and enthusiasts? Talk about that, so that the guys out there that are new to crypto, when they go to a cryptocurrency, you're like, who are the people that you're looking for that could potentially help you make life-changing money, or share with you the information that can potentially make you life-changing profits? And the type of people that are just complete bullshitters, they're posers and they're fake people, and that you made a mistake in connecting with them and realize, oh, this guy's just a fake, Bitcoiner or fake poser,
Yeah, so I mean, I'll start with the Token Summit where I met you, because prior to that, that's really when I started becoming all in on crypto, and this was the first conference of its kind related to really this whole concept of a token economy. There really wasn't nothing like it at the time. So the thing that was interesting there was it was kind of a ground zero, right? This is a whole new phenomenon. Nobody really has all the answers. So it was kind of an opportunity for me to get from behind the computer and kind of put a face to this whole industry. So it was revealing in a lot of ways, because having seen that Ty was there, I had already been familiar with his content. I was like, wow, this is the life-changing profit guys, him and his partner Leon. And my friend and I that came to this conference, we really clicked with Ty because we saw that not a lot of people were hip to this whole life-changing money and really analyzing the market from that perspective. A lot of conversations, a lot of the thought leaders that spoke at this conference were really talking about the tech, really
how it's going to change the world, save the whales, protect against climate change, and we're the only ones talking about making life-changing money.
Yeah, and I mean, these guys, many of them were already very experienced startup tech investors, accredited investors. Maybe they had got to a level to where, they're thinking about problems many years away, and they really have the resources and the means of reaching out to people to kind of work on these issues. But for a guy like me that is still working a job and looking to upgrade my life, I was really more looking at this as a life-changing profit opportunity. So it helped me in that I realized my friends and I were really ahead of the game in some ways, and kind of thinking that Ty and us shared was really unique. A lot of people hadn't participated in the market in that kind of way. So it was really important for sort of level setting, and having traveled a lot, having gotten to know many different types of people, I knew the power of technology, the internet. There's a reason why Facebook became a multi-billion-dollar company. It's allowed people to rekindle relationships, get in touch with long-lost contacts and stay in contact with people. So, I had groups online that I would add people that I would meet in conferences that I thought might be value add. So, as we're learning, as the space is growing, we're able to share information and bring it back and kind of learn in real time. So very soon you start to learn from a lot of range of perspectives. So then as you continue traveling and meeting people, you know what questions to ask to really assess what level they're on, what kind of value they might bring to your network, and whether they have the kind of resources or value or connections that might benefit somebody in your network. Because the way to look at it is, you might not have a lot of money, you might not be somebody that can invest with the big whales, but you might know people that could help them out. You might live somewhere that they don't have contacts in, and they may want to visit your city or country, and you might be able to make it an easier transition for them. You might be able to set them up, have them picked up from the airport, know which hotel they should stay at.
Just basic logistics. So that's the thing that a lot of people don't realize, is that sometimes you don't always have to contribute money or have money. If you just bought, someone that's new in town, if you just help them with the logistics of finding a conference room, setting up a meetup, there's a lot of logistical stuff that you can do that doesn't require money, and you may provide a tremendous amount of value to that person, right?
Yeah.
So let's do an example here, right? Like when we first met, right? And maybe we should share my example with you and your example with me, and that way the audience can see an example of what it's like whenever you meet somebody of value versus meeting someone and you're not giving value, right? So you and I both believe that, hey, we give like a ton of value to somebody, and in return we get a small amount of value back. Mm-hmm. But it may not seem like a lot there, but if we do it for a bunch of people, the amount of small values that we get from everyone adds up.
Yeah.
To be completely life-changing for each one of us, right?
Yeah.
So, like when I first met you, one of the things that stuck out was that there was over 500 people. It was a sold-out conference. It was packed. It was standing room only, right? And there was like 3, 4, 5, a handful of black people that were there, and actually there was only like 2 or 3 that I remember of that were actually traders and investors, like you and your buddies, and that was it.
Yeah.
Like the other like 2 black guys I remember, like Reggie Middleton from the Veritasium project. He's out of New York, right? He's a developer, right? Or he's one of the project founders.
Yeah.
And then there was the other guy, Sean. What was his name?
Wilkinson.
Sean Wilkinson out of Atlanta from the storage project.
Yeah.
And so he's a founder of that project, right? But outside of those founders of the crypto projects, like you and your friends were like the rare small minority of black guys that were there. Mm-hmm. Now, to me, that stood out because like the whole room, 500 some people, were full of young white kids or old white men or young Asian guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And so when you were there, that kind of stood out. And I told my business partner, LeonFood.com, the honorable grandmaster, legendary, world-renowned oracle of crypto, right? I gotta say that every time. Yeah. Because it's just funny saying it. Anyway, when Leon and I saw you, I told Leon, I said, hey man, you see those couple of black guys that just said hello to us and was screaming life-changing profits, right? And he goes, yeah, what about them? I said, they're not supposed to be here. And he goes, why not? And I go, look at the room, man. It's all, young white guys and young Asian guys, right? And you got a couple of black guys in here, right? We need to pay attention. These guys are on a different path than the black guys that we normally encounter. So we need to keep an eye on them because they might do something great someday. You never know. They might be like, Vitalik we don't know. But we need to keep an eye on these guys, and that's why we invited you out to eat, to get to know you guys more. Like, hey, who are you guys? How did you guys follow our channel? What has been going on? What are you guys up to? Because we don't know what if you are working on a project that we have never heard of, and by taking you out to dinner and getting to know you guys, we might find out something that that you might be working on that we might want to put money into.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, it was interesting because we wanted to take you out to dinner because, we were fans of your content, and we felt that it helped us a lot in terms of inspiring us and motivating us and keeping our eyes on the prize, so to speak. Because, Ty's been in the game for years. You go back in his archives, I mean, way before it became a bubble. He's in hotel ballrooms speaking in empty crowds about projects. I don't even know if they still exist.
They still do, about NXT, about Ethereum,
NXT, yeah. So, he had put in the work, and he saw the return on his time. He got the success that he was working for. Even when the path was unclear. So, it was surprising that rather than us taking him to dinner, he took us to dinner, and we felt, at least I felt that. There was just such an imbalance with kind of value where maybe in other ways I could help Ty and stuff, but in terms of crypto, I mean, he's already had years ahead of kind of where I was at. But now here we are, and we just had a meeting this morning with friends of mine.
Very productive meeting. Very
good meeting, amazing lunch, and it's because I've spent a lot of time in Thailand throughout my career in crypto. I've spoken at conferences here. I've built up quite a network. So when Ty told me that he was moving out here, or that he now lives here, I said, you know what, I gotta return the favor and connect him with great people that I know would have some kind of value for him. So that's something very important to understand, because there's been many times where I've given tremendous value to somebody, and I knew they weren't in the situation where right then and there they could do much for me, but I knew that they were putting themselves on the right path. They were trying. They were asking the right questions.
And see, the thing that I believe is this, okay? When we took you guys out to dinner, it was no different than when we first met Vitalik.
Yeah.
Okay? When he was 19, 20 years old and we first met him and we interviewed him and we said, hey, this guy's very talented, right? So we got to talk to him and everything. And one of the things that I always believe in is that meet someone before they become great. Meet somebody, people always think about, they're like in one of the, I come from a Buddhist country, and one of the Buddhist monks that I studied from in the past, I forget which book it was from, but he said that, people spend so much time, about talking about great men in the past. We got Napoleon, Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great in the past, and they forget to, look at the great men that are living today. Like, we didn't have just Thomas Edison's or Nikola Tesla's in the past, right? We have, look at Elon Musk today.
Yeah.
Look at the things that he's doing. He's a living legend today. Look at Charles Hoskinson. Look at Anthony Dior. Look at the guys that are doing big things, today. We don't have to look in the past. There are great people that are living today. And the way that you meet these people is before they become great.
Yeah.
And things like that don't just happen. I remember talking to this one guy one time many years ago, and he said that he grew up, and lived in the same neighborhood as Brad Pitt. One of the greatest actors, one of the greatest movie stars in the world, right, in history, right? And I said, and I asked him, and he used to tell me, oh, that guy was just an idiot, you're stupid, always a goofball and everything.
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, he can be a stupid goofball and everything when he was a teenager, but why didn't you see that he had acting talent?
Yeah.
Like he never tried to impersonate someone that you guys went to the movies and watched. You never saw him try to act something. Like that's hard to say that you grew up next to a Michael Jackson or a Britney Spears or a Jay-Z and never saw them sing or rap or something. That's very hard to me. Like, you grew up next to a guy that was supposed to become the next, a great movie star later on, and you never once saw that he could act or do anything, right? So I always believe that you should find people and meet them when they're still young.
Yeah.
When you know how like when you plant an apple seed and the seed just have like one leaf that's like a centimeter long.
Yeah.
That's when you need to connect with those people.
Yeah.
Because that's when it's easiest. When they become like an Elon Musk, or they become like a Vitalik Buterin, or they become a Donald Trump, it's very difficult.
Right.
Like you got to be at their level to connect with them.
Right.
But when they're at the bottom, right, and they're just starting out, right, you can walk in there and say, hey, what's up, dude? You know, let's go get a beer and, you know, shoot the shit with them.
Exactly. You know, as Ty has become much more popular than when I met him at the Token Summit, it's still like the same thing, you know? It doesn't feel like I'm talking to somebody that is inaccessible, or even though he's super busy, we're both busy. So that's a really important lesson, and it's really important to get yourself out there and not watch people from a distance. When you see someone that is saying the right things that resonate with you, don't look at their existing situation as the predict or the representation of their value, you know? It's just...
Look at their potential.
Look at that potential.
Are they on the right path?
So when he met Vitalik, you know, back in, I don't know what year that was.
2013, beginning of 2000. No, 2014, beginning of 2014.
2014. So you got to think about the story behind that, the people behind things. So like Vitalik drops out of college.
Yeah.
He's taking a scholarship from Peter Thiel, and he's creating Ethereum. There's an opportunity to invest at 30 cents. You might dismiss it, you know?
Yeah, see, what I'm going to tell you what I saw, okay? I saw a young 19-year-old kid, right? He's 19, 20 at that time, okay? My business partner, my friend at that time was a senior level software engineer. That was a high level engineer at Dell Computers, at a Fortune 500 company, right? And this young kid, Vitalik, was running circles, right, around all the software engineers out there. Like he had everyone, you know, like in awe.
Yeah.
Okay? And I'm thinking like, okay, so if this young kid has the talent to do that to all these high level engineers at the conference, I'm willing to invest into him. Whatever he's working on, I don't give a shit what it is, but I'm willing to invest, put money into him because he's got talent.
Right.
You know, at that young, if you got talent where you're baffling the guys that are 30, 40 years old and been in the software engineering space for many years, and you got them, you know, dizzy, right? I want to invest into you. Right. And none of them are calling you bullshit, right? I want to invest into whatever you're doing. At that time, I admit, man, I had no clue what the hell Ethereum was or what the hell they were trying to do. I just knew that dude Vitalik had talent, and I knew that other engineers that respected him, and I knew my best friend who I trusted, who was also a software engineer, was going to invest in his project. That's all I need. Right.
And, you know, whatever that investment was, you know, at that crowd sale at 30 cents.
It was life-changing.
Yeah,
it was a very small amount on my behalf. Yeah. Very small amount. But it was a lot in comparison because I didn't have a lot of money at that time. Remember, I didn't come from money, you know, so that was a lot of money. I had 2 kids at that time, so that was very little money that I had saved up, and I put all of it towards that and Bitcoin.
Yeah, and that's the money, the funds that Ethereum raised from that crowd sale that you invested in. That's what Vitalik used in part to travel the world, to evangelize Ethereum, to attract developers to the Ethereum community, and then eventually create the kind of innovations that we've seen, like the ERC20 token, which created the ICO. And, you know, say what you want about ICOs being scams or whatever, this is a super disruptive thing that's created billions upon billions of dollars in value, and it's completely changed venture capital in the sense that even VCs are creating token projects, they're investing in tokens. So that all goes back to this type of story where, you know, Ty finds this guy who, you know, has this potential, and he gets behind him early. And, you know, I met Vitalik last year, and the circumstances were much different because there was a queue just to get a selfie with the guy. Yeah. You know, I'm lucky that I knew the guy putting the event together backstage, one-on-one kind of thing, but, you know, it's much harder once somebody has already become famous.
We got videos on our channel of me. I can't believe I'm telling this guy I'm gonna punch him in the stomach if he runs off with my money, you know. Right. Okay, talk about. Okay, so you're looking at. We just shared with the viewers about how we look at talent, right? Talk about how, like, you make the connection. You create value by connecting people together. Like, you know, like a lot of people when they meet you, they're like, "Oh, can you help me with this? Can you help my friend with this? Or can you help my dad with this? Or help my brother with this?" you have a unique way of doing it, where when you connect people together, you create value for the two parties.
Yeah.
And in return, you get value out of that too.
Right.
So talk about that so that our viewers can see that, so they know how to do that.
Yeah, so it's really important to have what's known as an abundance mentality, right? So, you may meet somebody that may not be one-to-one with the kind of value that you're able to provide, but you may know somebody, or you may not be of great value to them, but you may know somebody that might be a great fit for that person, and you can connect them together, and they'll know that you were the link that connected them together. And now, if they do something great, you now have this relationship with both of those people, and you were part of that story that helped them create value. And you need to think about not just the monetary rewards from that, but like the social rewards. It feels good. You're creating something. You're somebody that's able to join forces with people and bring people together. And there are many things from that will help you in terms of kind of how you approach relationships, in terms of how you see your abilities, and maximizing opportunities for yourself, even ones that call on skills that you may not have, just simply because you know the right people. So this is really important, because it's very fundamental to how successful you can become.
Yeah. Now, the thing that I really liked about how you, like when you heard that I just arrived in Bangkok, and you try to connect me with the other Bitcoiners and the other crypto people in this space in Bangkok, right? One thing that I really liked about how you connected us together was that you just didn't say like, hey, Ty, I want you to meet, John Doe over here, or John Doe, I want you to meet Ty over here. You guys should work together or do something together, right? What I really like about what you said was that, hey, Ty's in the crypto space. He does this. He started, one of the first trading and investing channels on the internet. He has his course and everything, the blueprint, the Bootcamp, teach people how to trade and invest. You're over here. You're in the media. You're talking about crypto space. I think there's a lot that you guys can, benefit from each other and be synergistic with each other and find some value in helping each other. And you guys should meet and get to know each other.
Yeah.
So I think that intro right there is very critical for people that are looking to go out there and network, because the way you did that, it provides like high value for both parties, for both sides.
Yeah.
It's not like you're trying to extract value from here, put it over here in Thai, or extract value from Thai and put it over here, but the manner in which you did it, in the way you connected the people together by telling them that, hey, the party A is over here in this space, party B is over here and doing this, and you guys should meet because you guys are in a similar space, and there could be some value in you guys knowing each other.
Right.
And I think that is a very clean and positive, and it provides value to everyone, even yourself.
Yeah, because you want to be mindful of people's time. When you get to a point where the people that are extremely busy, extremely focused, and have already achieved a certain level of success, you want to make sure that the people that you put them in touch with are in some way people that could have direct impact. So that's really important to keep in mind, and they'll appreciate. The people will appreciate that. You didn't just throw them in a room with somebody. You actually thought about it.
And I also appreciate something else too that you did, was that when you connected me with those guys, and I mean every one of them, there's 6-7 guys in the room, and every one of them was I would call him a big player, like a mover and shaker in the crypto space. So you didn't just, you knew I was up here, and you didn't connect me with somebody that's so far down that I got to get them caught up. Like you connected me with people that, hey, you know what? You guys are about at the same level, or getting close to be at the same level, or somewhere around the same level, and you guys need to know each other. And then I think that's very important, because I've made a mistake before where I connected someone that was at this level to someone that's at this level, and this person was not ready to help give value to this person yet. And
that's something very common. Sometimes people will meet someone who's very successful, very value add, but they look at that person through like an extractive lens. So it's like, I've got my friend over here, and I'm gonna use your time and try to help my friend. So you're trying to look good to your friend that's not on the same level as this successful guy you were able to meet. So that just means you're not thinking large enough. You know,
that's not good networking.
That's just not good networking at all. So
So I'm really glad that when you introduced me to those guys today and we're meeting up, I can tell that they were glad that you introduced me to them, because they can see that we can provide value to each other.
Yeah.
And not be, you didn't bring in someone that's a bum that's going to extract value from them and that's it.
Right. And I mean, it's a great place to be when you're in a group, when you're with a group of great people, successful people, yet you don't necessarily need anything. It's kind of more of like, okay, now that we're here, let's get to know each other and let's see what could come out of this, you know? It doesn't mean that we need to make something happen or we need each other necessarily, but it's good to be here and spend time together and learn from each other. So, we're all doing different things, and there's something we can all take away from what we're working on separately.
Okay. And last thing, before we wrap things up, can you talk about, because I know you've traveled the world, many countries, what are some of your favorite places that you like to go to network and meet people that could potentially help you create life-changing money or life-changing profits in your life? Is it at bars and clubs? Is it at schools? Is it at universities? Is it just going through the high-end malls or shopping centers like this and just randomly meeting people? Is it at conferences, meetups? Where do you personally, is there a secret to that, or you just got to hit them all and hope do a shotgun approach and just go out there?
I've done a lot of travel. I've gone to a lot of different types of events. I find that big conferences, there's just too much noise to really actually get to know people in a meaningful way. I find that more private, more curated events is where a lot of the value is. There's smaller numbers, but if you filter for quality and you give thought to the kind of people that you have attend, it can be a very valuable, positive experience for everybody involved. So things that I've enjoyed have been really these retreat type of events. I remember going to one in...
Talk about the one that you always throw at me. The one, and I know you invited me to it, but I just couldn't go there at that time. The one out in
Switzerland.
Switzerland. In Zug?
Yeah, in Zug. So Zug is known as Crypto Valley. So it's like Switzerland's answer to Silicon Valley, but so they've really just been making a big push to be a blockchain center, tax-friendly things. So there's these organizers called Crypto Explorers, and what they do is they take applications, they host this Crypto Explorers event once a quarter, and they select about 25 people out of hundreds, maybe thousands at this point. And what's great about it is, you spend 3 days, you get to learn about the Crypto Valley industry, and you get to know, many great people in a much closer way, and you bond through these type of activities. And it's a global set of people. I mean, people from Korea, people from Europe, US, all over, and right away, you're walking away with a global network at minimum. So I found that these type of smaller, more exclusive, curated events have been way more impactful for me personally. Yeah,
well, I'm gonna share this with everyone, and then we can wrap it up. I normally like, when I go to these events, my goal is I have 3. If I can meet 3 quality people and network with them at each event that I go to, and I go to, on average of, one event every other month, one event a month, if a minimum of 6 events a year and a high of maybe 12 events a year, right? Because I got 3 kids now, so I can't go to as many as often as you do, right? But even if I just go to 6 events a year and I meet 3 quality people, that's about 18 people. And out of those 18 people, I believe that there's probably going to be, a third of them that could possibly help me. Make more life-changing profits. Right? And so to me, it's a numbers game where I meet, but I also try to filter out the quality people. Now, I'm going to challenge you guys, when you guys watch this, right, to within the next 90 days, I want you guys to look for a crypto event that you guys see that could potentially help you. Watch the reviews online to see if that's an event worth going to, right? Check out the videos. Most events, conferences, meetups have videos online where you can meet them. And check it out to see if it's quality, and then go there, and I invite you guys and I challenge you guys to meet at least one person, connect with them that you think that could potentially help you make some life-changing profits in the future. I go with 3. I have a target of 3 people I like to meet and connect with. in the beginning, I just challenge you to just do it with one person. And if you can do it with more than one person, that's absolutely amazing. But if you go to, a few events a year and you meet one or two people at each event that you can connect with and keep in touch with, like what me and Hen is doing right here, then I think that that's extremely valuable in the future, right? You don't have to go and just meet and connect with everyone, but at least one or two people at each event is extremely valuable, and they add up. And be sure to follow up and continue keeping in touch with them, just like I kept in touch with you, you kept in touch with me. And constantly provide value, because one of the things that we would do each other, hey man, look, this is pretty good here, you gotta look into it. Hey, check out this project I'm looking at, you gotta look into it. Hey, check out this guy, he's doing this. If you wanna meet him, let me know, I'll introduce you to him.
Yeah.
Right? So those are the things that we do to build a network and connect with people in the cryptocurrency space. And all it takes, guys, is one or two or three people in in the space that point out to you something that you weren't aware of, and that could be completely life-changing for you. So thanks for watching this video, guys. And if you guys like these types of videos, give us a thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter at HeyTaiZen. And what's your Twitter?
My Twitter handle is HenTekle.
Okay. So make sure you follow both of us there, and pound that subscribe button and follow our channel here. And if you are serious about trading and investing, and you don't want to figure it out and step on the landmines yourself, you can avoid all that by getting a copy of the cryptocurrency investing blueprint that we have available on our channel and our website at www.cryptocurrency.market/blueprint. And I look forward to seeing you guys in a future video. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pan the camera around here so you guys can see how massive this Apple Store is. I'm not joking, guys. And you can see this massive container size TV that's been giving us a suntan over here while shooting this video, okay? So let me just show everyone this.